All right, greetings. This is the explainer video or the explanation video. Let me grab some light here. There we go. This is the explanation video for the research design project. So the research design project is kind of a approach to this course that I don't typically take. So uh, I've tried to maybe explain in the guidelines, the written guidelines a little bit, but maybe I'll do a better job um, orally here. One of the things, one of the ways, one of the approaches to there we go. One of the approaches to instructing this course is either a survey, which is what we're doing, or it is like a deep dive into uh, research and communication studies and how theories are developed, how these concepts have came to be to help students understand maybe communication from a different perspective. So it's not just you're coming to this class to learn how to speak well. This is not, that's not the purpose of an intro to communication class. Intro to communication is a introduction to the field of communication studies. So you understand, a broad scope of what communication looks at. Communication seeks to understand how and why people talk to one another. So this research design project is a little, I'm throwing a little love towards this one approach to designing the course that really privileges the theoretical process and how theories are developed. So what I'm asking you to do is I want you to just merely think of a question that you would like to answer about communication. What question about communication do you think would be worthy answering? So, for example, say you want to understand why, why parents reprimand their children in public. Maybe that's most basic approach to this the question that you have. Say you're walking through the grocery store and you see a parent reprimanding their child. You want to know why they would be want to communicate that to their community. So that would be your question. Why do parents reprimand their children in public? Right? Second thing I want you to do is I want you to pick a communication tool. So in chapter 2, they give you a group of observation tools that you can use, right? So you might want to do a survey. Maybe survey a grocery store. Just when people are coming out, say, hey, we would like to ask you a question about reprimanding children in public. And then you could take a survey. You could do an ethnography, right? Look into what an ethnography is. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about ethnography, perhaps answer the discussion board on Mana Mana. That would help you dive a little bit deeper into Mana Mana and what ethnography is. That is a sensory ethnography. You might also let me see what's going on here. Oh, that's good. So you might also let me get back here. You might also choose to do a textual analysis. You might take a documentary about parents who discipline their children in public. Maybe not the most appropriate tool for observation, but that's the second step. After you think of a question, then you want to pick a tool for observation. Again, read up on a tool for observation in your textbook, and then write a paragraph. Why is this tool for observation going to help me understand my question? Okay? Then the next step is I want a well-reasoned selection of a research tradition. Okay? So say you want to say children are human beings too. We should stop disciplining our children in public because it's embarrassing, right? I remember a couple of years ago there were a group of individuals who would make their kids stand with signs by the side of the road say, I stole a cookie from the cookie jar, or something stupid like that. And people were like, you shouldn't do that. That's embarrassing to your children. And, whatever. You might think that that's wrong and that's dehumanizing, and you might take a critical approach. You might want to be a post-positivist about this. You might want to be very well-reasoned and look at human beings as animals inside of the grocery store or something, okay? That might be the approach you want to take. You might take an interpretivist approach. Just pick an approach and then also write a paragraph explaining why you think this is the most appropriate approach for you as the researcher. This has to be something that resonates with you. The approach you pick or the tradition that you set yourself in has more to say about you than it does about the question you ask. I can ask the same question from many different traditions and get different results. The tradition says more about you. So why did you choose that tradition for the question that you want to answer? Finally, I want you to write a paragraph that makes a case for the research you're proposing. Why should we study this? Why should we study the question? And after you've presented your tool of observation and the research tradition you're situating yourself in, why should I care? Imagine that I am giving you money for your research. Why should I care about the question that you're posing? Just write a paragraph on that. So it's a 3-paragraph essay. That's it. And you're going to pose at the very top of the essay, you're going to put your question. And that's the project. That's the research design project. So I hope that was succinct enough. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.